So apparently, we're just all trying to get through the day. We're just trying to make the most of what we have. I'm sorry, but that's not enough. That's not enough. And when did that become the baseline for us being in every moment, for us living our life? We're just trying to do what we can. I think we can do better. I think we deserve more. Because if that is what we think we deserve, if that is what we think that we are worth, then we need to flip this switch. We need to rethink this little motto that we're telling ourselves because what we have an infinite access to, an infinite portal to change our emotions, to change our mental state, to change our energy body, our spirit body, our physical body. So, this is for you if you're not going to settle for less. You no longer want to settle for less. You're tired of overgiving and doing all the things and just trying to do the best that you can. And really, that what that's saying is, I'm overgiving and I'm accepting breadcrumbs in return. I am accepting, I'm settling for less than what I know I deserve. And maybe that's not okay anymore. Hopefully, that's not okay anymore. Every time we settle for less than we deserve, every time we ignore the things that we don't like, we say yes when we want to say no, we say no when we want to say yes. We're creating what neuroscience calls cold spots in the brain. And these cold spots, we they make us feel depressed, they make us feel disappointed, they make us feel disgusted, they make us feel numb and stuck in a world whereby we say things like, I'm just trying to make the most of what I have, and how was your day, honey? And it was good as it gets. I think that we can demand more for ourselves. I think that we have it in our capacity. I know we have it in our capacity to demand more for ourselves, to stop settling for less than we deserve. Because these cold spots in our brain, some of them we inherited, it's a generational thing. Some of them we're creating on our own. And it really begins with phrases and beliefs like this, and us accepting and settling for less than we deserve. So, what do we do? How do we go about this? Changing this operating system, because that's what it is, right? That's what it is. Because right now, what we're doing is we're living in this operating system that is surviving, right? That is living in this space of just enough. Everything is just enough. And I don't know about you, but I want more. That doesn't feel good enough. It doesn't honor the work that I do. It doesn't honor the value I have for this life. It doesn't honor the reverence that I have for this world, for myself. So changing this operating system is really about learning to tune in to one thing. All it takes is one thing. And we can stop settling for less than we deserve. It creates, I spoke about those cold spots in the brain. It creates hot spots in the brain. And what those hot spots do is it not only regulates our nervous system, but it puts us into an operating system of overflow, whereby we're drenched in the nectar of our own yum. And that one thing is the connection to our pleasure body. Now, a long time ago, it was seen as sin, it was seen as demonic, it was seen as this pursuit of something that was heavily tied to addiction and porn and all of these things. However, the pleasure body doesn't react to those hot spots, react to a different kind of pleasure. Not the pleasure that we're in pursuit of. Those hot spots are generated in the body that change our operating system into one of overflow. It's based off of our connection to our pleasure body. You can think about the pleasure body as the glue, the firing system that amplifies those hot spots in the brain, that regulates the nervous system, that actually tells the subconscious mind that I am better. I like more. I like feeling good. Because here's the thing about what we understand about dopamine is it's that dopamine of that hit of pleasure, right? Of those feel good hormones. Now, what this hot spot and cold spot tells us is these hot spots is actually about liking. We need to like the feeling of pleasure. It has to come from this innate felt experience, this sensation that happens inside the body first. So we're not outsourcing our power, whereby we're in the pursuit of all of these outside external things that make us feel better, but what we're feeling on the inside, pleasure inside the body, right? That is what turns us, that is what creates this state, this operating system of overflow. And it starts with the connection to the self. It starts with feeling sensation, having a felt experience, what I call our smolder power, right? It's that soft power that's inside of us, this yum, right? The smolder power is about soft power. It's about being held. It's also about receiving, right? It's receptivity, teaching ourselves how to receive, because I don't know if you know this, but we're very, what is the word? We are not great at receiving. We are excellent at giving. Not all of us are so great at receiving. So when I speak to the smolder power is about learning how to receive, right? Learning how to receive. And when we learn the smolder power and receiving, then it's a life force that moves through our body. It's a state that moves through our body. It's an allowance that moves through our body. It's also about our level of turn on, right? That connection to the body, because we can experience, every single person on this earth experiences arousal in the body, right? Now, arousal can come from pain, and it's the charge. Think of it as a charge. So eliminate the feeling of being aroused through the lens of sexuality, is look at it as a charge in the body. So this charge in the body can come from pain and negative experiences, those cold spots in the body, the charge that we get from being disappointed, disgusted, depressed, traumatized. It creates arousal and creates a charge in the body, right? Now, these hot spots that I speak to, that is correlated to our turn on. The charge is based on pleasure. And this determines the hot spots, how many hot spots, cold spots we have in our body, which determines the operating system we run on, right? So you can be super successful and still have a whole bunch of cold spots going on in your brain that is causing you to still run on an operating system of survival. Okay. So this is really important, because what we need to do is we need to flick that switch, and we need to change those cold spots into hot spots in the brain. And we do that through the pleasure body. Okay. The pleasure body is the one thing that we need to connect to. And it can happen in as little as a couple of minutes a day, right? So it's not about faking, forcing, fucking with, it's not about forging this path forward, this, it being in this pursuit of pleasure. It's an allowance of what is, an acceptance of connection of self is, what if I feel good? What if I get to feel good? What if I like my reality? What if I actually feel like I want to make love to my reality? Right? And we base it on this smolder power, which is the first power that I teach inside Wildfire Rising. It is the first power of the 5 powers of woman that we learn inside Wildfire Rising. The smolder power is just feel the currency of the smolder power. Even just thinking about it, right? It ignites this yum in the body. And that yum is the activation of your pleasure body. You connecting in to your pleasure body. You connecting in to the yum. You learning how to receive, right? The soft power of what is, which is incredibly exciting. It's incredibly beautiful. And I'm going to drop a link to a meditation below that you can access this smolder power. And if you like it, continue to do it. Continue to lean into your pleasure. You might want to check out Wildfire Rising and learn all 5 powers of woman. Or you might want to tap in and do the Overflow blueprint, which is free, and you can access that below. So here's to creating more hotspots in the body. Here's to you connecting to the yum, and stop settling for less and demand more for yourself. Stop overgiving and accepting breadcrumbs in return, because you deserve more. Until next time, everybody, I'm Renee Main, and I will see you next time. Bye.